Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Rocket Monday, we're going to talk about NASA moon base update that happened very recently. So let's dive deep into it. So first you have to understand this conference held was on 26 May 2026, NASA headquarter direct current. I know it's District Columbia, but I have no idea why it's called DC. So they outlined a plan for permanent lunar South Pole mission, meaning the moon is not the target. The target is South Pole specifically, and they have planned out a mission architecture because again, they had ignition which they talked about their intention. We want this. This time is clarity is like, okay, this is how we're gonna achieve it. This is almost like a update, so to say, on ignition. They had ignition and they're like, okay, what did we do in this time? Surprisingly clear cut, so to say, like this is what we wanted, this is how we are going to achieve it. Very crisp communication, so to say. So outline phases for the moon base. How the heck you gonna get moon base? It's not like tada moon base. That's not how it's gonna happen. That's Elon Musk damage. In real world you have to have multiple stages. How? They have talked about that. And core essence is that he said is something very practical, that you cannot have moon bases running solely on taxes because people will lose interest if that happens. But if it is commercially viable to do so, even if it's taking at that point in time, like, some amount of tax, it would be very easy to keep. It would be like, hey, if we just spend like, few, like let's just say even $1 billion just to upkeep it. Everything is there. It's just that needs that extra push. Fine. Government can easily afford that. But if it's like, no, we have to upkeep and it's a $10-20 billion, oh, again, change the number based on your perception of how much threshold they have, but there is a threshold. So idea is make sure this is as low cost as possible and as economically self-sufficient as possible. So commercial partnership is a multiplier here. They are very clear on that, very crystal word. Do not have one point, do not make bespoke things. The target is thou shall not make a perfect rover. The target is throw 10 rovers at the moon, see which one sticks. So deep space stepping stone. Now, again, this is Elon Musk damage that everybody thinks, oh, we can go to Mars. No, unless you have colonized. And I mean colonized meaning you can just take care of moon. Meaning if there are people on moon and they are sorted, like that does not matter whether they receive shipment from Earth or not. That level, you cannot go to Mars. Like flat out, no. Moon has infinite oxygen. Like it's super easy to get oxygen there. It has far higher energy density in terms of solar energy. And it is much closer to Earth, basically like 3 days away versus months away. So fundamentally, unless you can take care of moon, as in go to the moon, build stuff on moon using lunar in situ utilization, and I do not mean like full-fledged semiconductor industry. I'm talking at least enough where you're like, oh, we dropped a like habitat module, cool, awesome, we're gonna cover the habitat module with regolith. Once you do that, the habitat, that module in open sun would only last for, let's just say 2-3 years. It will last for decades. Why? Again, you reduce the thermal shock that it has to endure, radiation cook-off goes down, everything will last longer as long as you can make bricks and cover it with it. So there are a lot of things that you have to sort. It has to be done. It cannot be like, oh, we do not know how to make the suit or we can take a risk. No, suit has to be just like, it does not matter the lunar, if it can handle lunar dust, only then you can trust that it will handle Martian dust. So it has, like this has to be boring before we even try to do anything else. It's almost like how ISS made space, going to space boring. It's like, yeah, we just go to space. But like, until that happens for moon, don't even think about Mars. Like you can throw people there, but that's all you're doing. You're throwing them and working your ass off to bring them back as quickly as possible. Like moon has to be taken care of. Like it's boring. And you can do a lot of things, useful thing. Like even for deep space mission, for example, best place to put radio receivers, moon. Because Earth has this something known as 100-kilometer thick blanket known as atmosphere. Same radio dish size, you will have much clearer reception here. And because of low gravity, you can actually make much larger dish, like bonkersly huge dish that will make basically deep space network look like bitch please. You can do that. There are a lot of things you can do that only moon can allow. Not doing that and jumping to Mars, that's a guy who tells you tunnels. Nobody has ever thought of tunnels. I'm gonna drill tunnel under the city. So delivery system. Okay, you have a dream. How the heck you gonna deliver it? Well, Blue Origin is the first puppy for this. Blue Moon Mark 1 Endurance, this puppy. This is not in Blue Origin side, this is in NASA's end. Like NASA physically is taking this, shaking it up, testing it out and all that. So that's happening. And this is what we call Shackleton crater is the landing point, which is hard. Like again, it's a ridge, like few meters plus and minus, and you go kaput. So it is a risky spot, and again, that's why NASA is so closely aligned with it. It's like, let's make sure that this lands carefully. And on top of that, this supposed to be able to carry, the structure supposed to be able to carry 3 tons to lunar surface. Mark 1 will not do that, Mark 2 will do that. So that's the essence of it. This is just a trial mission. The idea is throw this to the moon. Hopefully this will successfully land, and it will allow what we call de-risk. This word will keep coming back to de-risk. It's one thing to say something, it's another to actually do it safely. So de-risk. The idea is this core fundamental is used for human landing system for moon from Blue Origin. So if this scaled down version works, they have higher confidence that full size will work. So that's the core aim of it. That's why NASA is working their ass off to support this. Now again, one point of failure. So they have Firefly Itra, this puppy. This is very weird because this time they're gonna deploy drones. Now here's it, because it's not Mars, you do not have atmosphere, mid-air deployment is not happening. So it's mid-descent deployment. It's trying to descend, it's almost reaching the surface, and these things will go yeet out of there. It yeet out of there. Why? The idea is they do have the potential to stay the night. How? I do not know. Most likely, the cheapest way would be to have a radioisotopic generator, not electric generator, thermal generator. Those are like 1 watt units. Those can easily make sure this can easily outlast the winter, as in like lunar night. And when it comes online, solar is like, I got you. So each of them will have cameras and lot of, as many instruments as they can pack. And the point is, right now, the best lunar analysis is give or take meter per pixel, so to say. As in, zoom in, you can only go to like, hundreds of meter, because if you zoom in too much, you're getting pixels. This supposed to add high resolution. How high? 1 centimeter per pixel. That's the aim of it. So this will basically map out a very large area around the South Pole, which should give enough confidence for further landings. It's like, no, we do not have rough data. No. We have absolute data. Every boulder and nut bolt, we know where it is. So that's there. And the core aspect is, if you throw 4 of them, some will succeed. And even after their mission is over, because again, they are using a rocket to propel themselves, they will only do that 1 or 2 times. Not one, sorry, as many hops as they can, fuel tank wise. What after that? They have retroreflector, meaning the idea is they will land themselves in a high spot. So any further landing craft can utilize this as an anchor point. And trust me, having anchor point on the ground turbocharges your accuracy, meaning it's not like I'm in this area. No, I am here, the end. It's almost like a GPS. So they are figuring out what else they can do, like a radio repeater, beacon, retroreflector, whatever they can throw at it, they're gonna throw at it. That's the aim of it. That's like a mid-descent yeet. They're gonna do that. On top of that, this is not the final product from Blue Origin. That's not the aim of Blue Origin. This is just a testing. They're gonna test a small one, and then they're gonna test a small one with payload. That's the whole essence of it. It's not the final product. Blue Origin does not want to make it. That's basically, it's equivalent to Falcon 1. You make Falcon 1, you prove the concept, you build Falcon 9. So this will not be there. What will be there for further rovers and landers? Astrobotics. This is for clip mission, meaning this is the permanent thing. This whole company, Astrobotics, they are only focusing on this. Their whole essence is, I got this. Put me on top of a rocket, I can drop your stuff safely, reliably on lunar surface without any issue. And hopefully all other things will help it to lock on precisely. And that's the whole point. You have 2 puppies, one of them should work at least. This is for their delivery system. Contract have been awarded. Now we come to, okay, once you landed, what the hell are you going to do afterwards? Well, surface mobility. This time they're going to call this puppy Lunar Terrain Vehicles. Simple name. So LTVs will be the core part for next phase. And this time they're targeting 1 ton, as in the capacity wise, weight wise, and it will be 3 mode of operation. Manned, astronaut is driving it. Remote, somebody in NASA driving it. Autonomous, it is going back to its own waypoint on its own. So it's a triple system. That's the biggest difference between Apollo era and now. Electronics. Nothing else has fundamentally changed. Like rocket equation is the same rocket equation. Metallurgy has improved, but not that much. But like electronics, whew, like all this sounds complicated. That's like your basic bitch smartphone. It's like, bro, don't even worry about it. So that is there. Speed 10 km per hour. It was very shocking to me. They actually said 10 km per hour. No miles per hour or converted. No. 10 km per hour and 200 km range. Range part, I'm not sure. Can it go, like if battery is fully charged, it can go 200 km. Then how long does it take to recharge the batteries? So Is it solar? Is it RTG? Unknown. Of course, their core point is do not freeze over lunar night. That's the essence in everything this time. Not only go to the moon, but make sure you can jump the night. You shut down your system safely, go into hibernation, have a heater in a battery box. Generally, battery is the only thing that dies under a winter condition. Everything else is like microprocessor does not care, resistor does not care. If you have, let's just say, some voltage reference, they do care. They have to be in fixed temperature. But most of the time you do not have anything that physically dies in winter, except lubrication. If you have any sort of liquid, they could freeze. Generally you can find things that can work, but batteries do not like it. They like electrochemically break down if you freeze them that much. So somehow figure out a way to make sure these puppies can remain functional over, and functional does not mean as in like it should work. Functional as in, okay, I'm gonna sleep and I'm gonna wake up next sunlight. That's the essence of it. Each of them will carry 2 astronauts and will have autonomous AI. And autonomous AI this time will not be same complexity as Mars rover, because again, Mars rover is a science lab. This is just a what you call terrain mapping tool. They will have certain types of camera. This one even has a ground penetrating radar, if I'm not mistaken, certain small one. And all it's gonna do is inspect everything. Again, this will allow them to maybe reach millimeter per pixel level of what you call mapping. And again, that's why a 200-kilometer matters. The idea is South Pole should be like, done. We good. We got this. So, and a rover would be passively, what you call, build the high-rise map, so to say. So, and that's why they are showing only Blue Origin doing the landing. It can carry 2 of them. The small version can carry 3 tons. Each of the rover is 1 ton. That gives you 1 ton for the hinge mechanism. That should be sufficient. So that's the essence of it. And again, all of these things, that's why they are showing that it is going inside the crater. It should be able to withstand the winter. That's the requirement for it. You must withstand the nights. So this is surface mobility. This time they're going to have this type of wheels. Let's see how does it unfold. Now, what about the science of it? Science is very simple. They have figured out this 3-phase blueprint and hundreds of square miles. Yes, this time I converted it. Hundreds of square kilometer would be covered of it. And lunar pole is the foundation point. Why? Moon has everything. Like if you go to the moon, you have all the metals you can look for. You have more than enough oxygen that you can do with. Like you good on the moon. The only element you are missing, even energy is not that big of a problem, because you're like, all you have to do is have enough energy, that storage capacity that you can chill at night, so to say. You don't even need to run 24/7, but like many processes, industrial things do require a like lengthy shutdown. Let's say it takes 24 hours to do a shutdown, safe shutdown, where you can restart the system, run the system for like 10-12 days continuously without any issue. That's enough. While they are planning for nuclear reactor should be a seed power, not the core power. If they directly try to get core power from nuclear reactor, yeah, they're gonna be broke very quickly. So fundamentally, essence is nuclear is just there for 2 things. First, it gives off heat. Second, it should give enough electrical power that baseline should be maintained, as in human colony life support system. So the core essence is, once you land there, you should be able to take care of everything. Except hydrogen. How the heck you gonna get hydrogen? That's why everybody is going into South Pole. The idea is, so far our remote instrument says that there is water there. How is water there? Well, it's trapped. In what format? We do not know. We could be lucky, we scoop it up. It's basically water that is bounded to the lunar soil. That would be great. We scoop it up, we find ice. Ultra great. It could be worse. It's just like chemical signature of it without having enough water there. So we do not know. That's the first essence we have to solve. Unless we can find water there and enough water there, which is harvestable, we can't really do much. Like transporting hydrogen from Earth is not economical. Oxygen is there. Like what is moon? Regolith. What is regolith? Basically elements bonded to basically oxygen. You good. You got this. And having unblocked solar energy for 10 plus days is significant. Oh, by the way, certain rims of the crater, they are in sunlight 24/7/365. That's why everybody is rushing there. And that hundreds of square kilometers, the idea is land there and make sure China cannot get there. So first phase would be robotic scout and risk reduction. That's the whole thing. Like map out the area and say China, F off. So that's why they have scattered it around everywhere. So they can like, hey, we are there first. We are there first. So everything is mapped according to that. Essence is find water as quickly as possible. Second, verify how much water is there. Third, make sure China does not get there. because again, water is limited component in moon. In future, we will go to basically some Jupiter's or Saturn's moon to harvest hydrogen. Yeah, that from a delta V point of view, apparently that would be cheaper than going to Earth's deep hydrogen well, as in like gravity well, and then bring out hydrogen. So, and again, this has enough oxygen that you can resupply Mars from oxygen point of view, rocket fuel wise point of view, not an issue. And again, that's why Blue Origin is using hydrogen engine. They're supposed to have water there. If they have find water, they can electrolyze it. Voila, rocket fuel. So first phase is scouting and risk reduction, meaning it should be boring. Second, early infrastructure and habitation. This is time they're gonna have power infrastructure, as in like massive solar, massive electricity, and some habitats with some big rovers. Right now the rovers are open rovers. Second rovers would be a pressurized habitat module on wheels. And then third would be permanent sustainable presence. That sustainable presence means you start to deal with in situ resource utilization, meaning make bricks. Like half of the problem of lunar night can be solved. Like you have rovers, they have nothing. Like let's say they have no special treatment to handle the night, nothing. Just make a garage for them and make sure there is no photon that can directly go to space. That's how you cool down in space. Photon takes away your energy. Make a basically a igloo, put the rover inside, make sure the path is serpentine, so direct photon path, it will not cool down. It will, I mean like it will, but sunlight will come up again after like 20 days. So there are a lot of things you can do. If you can just figure out regolith, melt regolith into bricks, use the bricks to build structures, problem solved. Radiation goes down, temperature swings goes down, things will start to last longer. So that's the sustainable presence. And by that process, you should be able to figure out how to get oxygen. So that's the third stage. Brick by brick, build lunar economy. And that's the critical essence. The reason why they are dipping so much money into clips rather than like, hey, just I want this, give me this. The whole essence is if this many company exists, let's say target is 10-20 company having some tool, some of them will figure out, hey, I can market this tool in this way. If that happens, problem is solved. That's the whole what you call leap of faith. We're gonna empower so many private players to do things that some of them will figure out, hey, we can make money. Like, can you do things on moon that will be economically beneficial? More than enough. More than enough things are there that you can do. Long-term data archiving, radio astronomy, deep space mission systems, lot of those sort of things, data archives and all that. Seed archive, because if this becomes normal, where you can just like send 1 ton of stuff, seed archiving, where's the best place to put seed that cannot be damaged? Put there. Assuming you figured out lunar regolith, you do have to bury it like under at least 100, not 100, I would say 10 feet of regolith, then radiation exposure is negligible. And again, you don't have to cool them down. They will freeze on their own. So that's the science part of it. Like, that's the essence. Somebody in future should be able to figure out how to milk money out of it. So government will be just like, seeding and eventually even that should not be needed. At that point, they will focus on Mars. That's the long-term plan. Now, so far, so good, everything fine, but setback happened. Now, you have to understand, NASA had a problem known as Obama, because you have to know, Bush era had a very grand plan. Constellation mission project was grand, like they were grand, as so grand, like make SLS look like baby. So Obama cancelled it. Problem was he did not de-scope it, he just cancelled it. And then he's like, okay, NASA is like, hey, we need something, some way of like, doing something. So the worst design ever I have seen. Asteroid redirect mission. That was the dumbest thing. Again, if you want to do asteroid redirect, imagine you can actually land and take off from the moon. You can do so much more. Or heck, crash it on the moon and then study the damn thing. It's like, that's the reason why there is weird things known as LOP-G that got renamed into even weird Lunar Gateway. Then it's finally shut down. So that created an issue. While you had a rocket that can throw things to the moon, you did not have a rocket big enough to do that, as in SLS Block 2 was not ready. And you did not actually had any idea of what to do. Like China is building this. They have been slowly working on it for years. This idea, basically, how the heck you're going to do the landing. And America is like, yeah, we don't actually have any idea. Like we can send people to the moon, we can't land. So human landing system contract was created to solve that. The moment basically after Obama, Trump came into office, Trump was like, hey, we got to solve this. So in 2021, contract was awarded to SpaceX with target date of 2024. Now, Elon Musk at that time was smoking. So he was like, oh, it would be easy. 2023 will be ready. It's like, I'm old enough where I remember you were smoking something. And it's like, by 2020, we're going to have landing on Mars. So yeah, and by NASA, 1-2 years after, NASA was like, yeah, he's smoking. They shifted the date to 2025. Right now it's 2028. So they keep shifting it. They know like he's smoking, it's not happening. So NASA officially selected Blue Origin. Be mindful, case happened before this. The case that happened was before this, and they did not win the case. After they realized that SpaceX is not going to deliver on time, Blue Origin was selected on 19th May 2023. Now be mindful, this is a race. It does not matter how great your system is. If it comes late, it has to be before that. Right now, American public is way too burnt. They will shut down this whole money burning party if they come second. It has to give national prestige. It has to. It's not optional. Jared Reisman actually understands that. Like flat out, he understands that. And again, he has said that multiple times. We can't say that, oh, we had bureaucracy. Like whole NASA can be compromised if that happens. That's how burnt the public is right now. So Blue Origin got system, and Starship right now, where are we? Well, right now it's very unlikely that it's gonna do human landing on moon by 2030. Like we are give or take 4 years from now. Yeah, that's not happening. So on May 2026, they are still 12-0. And yes, if you are doing integrated flight, you have 2 fully fueled stages, first stage and second stage, and sending them to orbit. It does not matter how many times you call it orbit test. You are calling it test because you are failing. Because again, at the first time, they're like, oh, this is just a test, second, third will be sorted. Yeah, that did not happen. 12-0 did not happen. And again, even the V3, it's one thing if you had like Falcon 9 Block 1, it launched, it worked, everything was fine. And after that, they kept delivering I'm saying basically delivering cargo to International Space Station. It became normal, boring thing. Then they made Block 2, Block 3, Block 5. Block 5 was the final. They're like, okay, let's put the pen down. Let's put Starship. Starship is not functional. They are working their ass off to get it functional. So Block 1, useless. Block 2, useless. Block 3, they are hoping for it. Block 3, again, the booster pooped the bed badly enough that it triggered FAA. Now, if you know anything about FAA, that's the slowest link in the chain. Now, again, maybe government can, as in like president has the authority to like, hey, expedite it. So, but if they do not, this could slow down the progress. And I mean severely, from weeks to month or even half a year can be lost. But again, I doubt it will drag on to half a year, but 1 month would be like, unless they are very confident in what SpaceX is saying, 1 month is like expected at this point in time. So by 2030, it's almost unlikely. And mission architecture is not simple. That's why it cannot be rushed. Fundamentally, this idea of like, oh, we're gonna have like, 20 launches and then dock and refuel and then send. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not simple, nor it can happen. And again, learn from China. China is like, hey, how do you do it at cheap? Do 2 small rockets. How many dockings? 1 docking. Where do you dock? Lunar orbit. That's the only unique thing about them. They're not even docking in low Earth orbit. They're docking directly onto lunar orbit. Done. Go home. Simple, simplified, done. Go the mission, do it. At that point, oh, but it's not reusable. Does not matter. They did the lunar mission. They did it cheaply. You will burn more money refueling something 10, 20 times than they will do on like, just. So mission is not simple. And again, Jared Isaacman has specified, please, for the love of God, put down the joint, de-risk the mission. Blue Origin, so far, that was, everybody was like, okay, finally, at least somebody has slow and steady approach, simplified mission. And again, that's why you can see that in the approach. But they had a boom event, bad boom event. Rocket was fully fueled, again, not flight ready. It was just a test, wet rehearsal test. Boom happened, and yeah, the basically launch pad SLC-36 is deleted. Yeah, that pad is deleted. There was 2 lightning tower, and those lightning towers are strong puppy. Yeah, deleted it. And be mindful, this time we actually got the scale of the boom. Why? Cape Canaveral is surrounded by what you call civilization. So they have a lot of security camera. Those security camera will show you like how big this was. Like people are estimating as like kiloton of boom power. So it was a big boom. Yeah, that has caused a delay. If Jeff Bezos burns money like there is no tomorrow, I'm still expecting 3 to 7 months. If he burns money like, okay, one of my yacht will be sacrificed, he can get this running in 3 to 7 months. But again, expect 1 year. Or he might be, because again, way too easily, basically, space mobile company got like, insurance, which I'm like very sure Jeff Bezos was like, bro, even insurance, but we have to pay insurance. It's like, bro, I got this. I can't directly pay because that's anti-competitive, but like I will pay you, you pay them. Like I got you, man. Like I got you. get the money. So this is the time where we have to see what happens. But again, both of them delay, like Starship and this. Yeah, China is getting way too close. So even if you're like, oh, but China has not launched, they will do it. Because again, be mindful, they are the only other country that has self-made manned program, as in Russia does not have it, ISS has it. They have their own self-made system. They are going to there. It's normal, it's boring for them. It's done, it's normal thing. So setback is brutal for America's point of view, because they have to haul ass by 2027 and move heaven earth by 2028. Then maybe they will be able to touch moon on 2029. That is very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. So this was my presentation on basically this lunar update. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike. If you have really enjoyed it, click the hype button. Leave a comment, because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free. And as always, thanks for watching.